How's it going, everyone? I want to do a YouTube rewind of 2021. Every year YouTube themselves sort of puts out a rewind video talking about everything that happened on YouTube and their platform in the past year. So I figured I would do that today for this channel. Now, I do want to mention that I am trying out a different audio setup. In my last video I filmed, which you can check out in the top corner right here, I just used my normal camera with no other audio helpers or anything, and it was just it didn't sound great. I wasn't too happy with it, so I apologize for that, but I do have a separate microphone set up right here next to me, so hopefully the audio for this video will be a lot better. But I wanted to start off by thanking you all for your support of this channel. We're now at 81,000 subscribers. My goal has always been to hit 100,000, so we're slowly just kind of inching our way up there. But I want to thank you all for your support. If you haven't already, be sure to check out my Patreon and my Instagram. My Patreon will be linked at the top of the description below. It's just an additional way to help support the channel. I have been slowly getting some more plates in as well, so that's great. I have more and more people hitting me up wanting to send me plates. So thank you all so much who have already sent them out. And if you're interested, you want to send me one of your old license plates to see on the wall of my garage, be sure to hit me up either on Instagram, which is preferred, or you can also email me, which is on the screen right here. But that's enough self-promotion for this video. Let's go ahead and start by talking about some of the major things that happened on the channel this year. And I think first off, the biggest thing that happened was me buying, I guess you could say buying, because I actually got it for free from California and had it shipped out here to me in Phoenix. But buying, restoring, and then recently selling a 2006 Saab 9.5 wagon finished in Arbor Green. Now that car took up pretty much the whole middle of the year. That about 6-month period was the predominant focus of the channel. You guys seem to love that video and that series. That car was destined for the junkyard. When I got it, it had mold all over the interior. It didn't run. It was just a complete, absolute mess of a car. I had a buddy help me out. We spent an entire day cleaning the interior of that thing, and it looked brand new afterwards. So huge shout out to Mike for his help with that. I did some minor, cosmetic work as well. I cleaned up the headlights. I got rid of some body damage that it had as well. And then I did a lot of the mechanical work. Most of what I did on that car was mechanical because cosmetically it was pretty clean when I got it. I fixed oil leaks, a coolant leak, a trans fluid leak, 2 serpentine belts, a new idler pulley, motor mounts, brakes, and more. But the thing the icing on the cake, the cherry on top of all those mechanical problems was that glowing turbo issue that just did not seem to go away. And my buddies and I spent months trying to figure out what was wrong with it. I talked to some of the most knowledgeable 9.5 owners on the planet about that issue, and they were stumped too. But eventually we just kept swapping parts and parts and parts, and it seemed to eventually fix itself. And the car was sold to a new owner probably about a little bit over a month ago. So it's now in Georgia. I think it's either in Georgia or New York, one of the two. He had addresses in 2 different places. But he's fixing all the little outstanding issues that the car had, so it's very good to know that it's going into good hands. So I'd like to get another project car on the channel soon. The problem is, I've got to fix this car first, and I'll talk more about the Turbo X here in a minute and some leads I think I might have on what's wrong with it. But some other things that happened on the channel not related to my specific cars. SOC 2021, that's one of my favorite events and things to film. That was hosted in Albany, New York. That was during July. If you guys didn't see my videos on that, just search up Saab Owners Convention 2021 and they'll all pop up. But that was by far the biggest Saab meet I've ever been to. There were over 300 cars I think they had. Some of the most unique Saabs on the planet. We also had our own Arizona meet. We had a couple of those that I filmed and lots of little cruises here and there. You guys always seem to enjoy those videos, so I'll probably keep those coming in the future as they happen. But yeah, on top of that, I also did some car reviews. The first one and best one being, in my opinion, it's one of my favorite videos I think I've ever filmed and edited. That was my buddy John. His Instagram is dat_Saab. His 9.5, which is, he pretty much took a stock 9.5 ARC. He's had the car for like over a decade, and he has done so much work to it. Krona big turbo kit, BBS wheels, just way too much to even begin to mention in that video, or in this video. I would recommend just search big turbo 9.5, Saab 9.5, and it'll come up. in the recommendations. I'm not linking these videos because I'm referencing so many of them. YouTube only allows me to link 5 at the most. So sorry, I can't just directly link them. And of course, the most recent big thing that's happened, not necessarily car related, but I bought a house about a month ago. So I've been slowly kind of getting the garage set up. I still don't have the lighting situation figured out. I want to get all my tools first, you know, the essentials. Now that I have a tool chest and things like that. But yeah, this is the garage. If you guys didn't see my house tour or, you know, the video of me setting up the garage and going over all the tools that I have so far, be sure to check that out. It's one of the more recent videos on the channel. It's probably only about 3 weeks old. Now I want to get into my two 9.3s, and I want to start with the Arc because the Arc had a much brighter and more beautiful year than the Turbo X did. So let's go ahead and start out with the Arc. I mean, that car's been my daily driver for pretty much the entire year. I daily drove the 9.5 for a little bit, but that car has been an absolute workhorse for me. I've taken it on road trips to San Diego, different parts of Arizona, and it has just been such a great car for me. It hasn't really had many issues outside of like having to replace the expansion tank, doing some normal wear and tear, and I think a couple little tiny minor things here and there that I can't recall off the top of my head. I did do a lot of upgrades to it as well. First off, I did an ICM3 upgrade, which I actually recently pulled that out in a video from a couple weeks ago because I'm shipping it out to someone to have it built into a much better version of an ICM3. And I will have more information on that when I get it back, but you guys are gonna love it. I'm so excited to get it back. But on top of that, I did a DO88 intercooler. DO88 sent one of those out to me. I was super excited to get one of those on the car because I already had one on the Turbo X and I know how great their products are. So that made a huge difference. Absolutely loving that upgrade as well. I also had to replace the AC condenser. It's coming back to me now because I was thinking intercooler, AC condenser. So I did a video on replacing the condenser as well. That was a very simple job. So I fixed the AC in this car because it didn't have AC for like 2 years. I also did a stage 3+ tune from Matt Tune. Absolutely love that tune, still have it on the car. It's been fantastic, rock solid, super reliable. Speaking of Matt Tune, I also used their LED enabler to install LED headlights, LED reverse lights, and LED license plate lights on the car. There's a special program that they have. Again, you can search just Saab LEDs and it'll pop up on YouTube. But there's a special program that they have for the NG93s that prevents them from flickering when the car is off. Lastly, I want to cover the Turbo X. And this car, when I bought it like 3.5 years ago, I think it's been now, was the centerpiece of my channel for so long. I've done so much work and upgrades to this thing. And about a year ago, it started having a really strange issue where it would shake the whole car side to side under any sort of hard cornering, and it's gotten worse over time to now where the alignment's completely off. It's wearing my tires are now bad. So I just really haven't been driving the car except for like maybe once every other week. I'll drive it a couple miles up to the grocery store just to keep it flowing and not kill the battery. But so this car has been living a very sad life as of late. It's also hasn't been washed in a really long time, so I need to do that. It has been neglected as of late, but I did start off the year by doing a coilover install. Initially, I thought what was wrong with the car was when the coilovers busted because it leaked fluid all over the garage floor. So I thought, oh, that's what's causing my side-to-side issue. So I got brand new coilovers from Maptune, installed those, figured that would fix my issue. It didn't. So I ended up having to get like new control arms, had to get new end links, or sway bars, whatever they're technically called, I forget. But because I ended up buying the 9.5 around March, after I put the coilovers on, I did a couple minor repairs like lower control arms, things like that. All my time was spent, every weekend I was working on the 9.5 pretty much the entire weekend. So this car just kind of sat and it didn't get the love that it needed or really deserves. So I did get a cross-wheel drive service done on it a couple months ago because it was due for that, and while it was there I had the shop try and diagnose its problem. They couldn't even figure it out, and that's a Saab specific shop. Now the most conclusive answer I have been getting is that it's the steering rack that's bad. So I'm trying to do some research on that because V6 cross-wheel drive steering racks are no longer available. So I'm trying to do some research on that. I have had someone DM me on Instagram recently who's told me that apparently any steering rack off an NG93 will work if you get a certain adapter. So kind of working through that, just doing some research, figuring out my next move, where I'll get one at, etc., etc. But yeah, I guess stay tuned for that, and I've got some more to come soon on the Turbo X, hopefully. But for now, I just need to first figure out that issue. I'm taking a trip that's almost a week long, right around the new year. So hopefully start of 2022, we'll start working on this thing. But that's all I've really got for today, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this rewind of 2021. If you had a favorite video or a favorite sort of topic that I covered in 2021, let me know down below in the comments. Let me know your video suggestions as well down below in the comments, because I'm always looking to make content that you guys want to see. So without further ado, that's it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a great New Year as well. And I'll see you all next time.
Take it easy.